Alright, so this is going to be the live trading stream for New York AM session for today. Okay, let us start off with the 15 minutes chart. Over here you can see that we have reached into the 6 hours fair value gap for ES. For NQ, we are just a little bit there, but not there yet. Alright, so I'm anticipating another stop hunt from NQ, and then after that maybe we can reverse higher to take out ES, Asia's high. Okay, so with this information, let's move on to the 3 minutes chart right here. So you can see this particular Q3 session here, we have quite a nice run. You have SMT on the highs between Q2 and Q3, and then price broke structure lower at this candle here at about 9:57. We confirmed that we want to shift lower for NQ. So right here, trades back up into the breaker. This down close candle here is the breaker. This was the low that made the higher high. When you draw this breaker across, look at the response. Okay, so anyways, right now we have SMT on the bodies below 730, but the thing is, NQ is just missing a little bit. It's just a few more points to go before we hit the 6 hours fair value gap right here. I'm not sure if it is going to do so. So let's wait and see. We'll be heading to Q4 of New York session very soon. Let's see if we have another SMT on the lows, one more SMT down here, and then we reverse higher. This morning session, if you take a look at the 15 minutes, it is rough for I would say higher time frame traders. And if you take a look at the 15 minutes, over here it seems like we took out Asia's low and then we shifted higher, and probably ES, I mean, if ICT traders are on the chart, they're probably looking at this as the down close candles and this as the breaker, and then we're going to go for Asia's high. Now the problem here is we don't have SMT between ES and NQ on the 50 minutes, so how could you trust that? Right, so to me SMT is the key. Without SMT you can't trust any moves, even if it is a market structure shift. And even if there is SMT, it depends on the context and narrative. Everything must align together to form a framework and overall bias before you even make that conviction to put in risk into your idea, right? Let's move on to here, 3 minutes chart. Okay, above this high is a 15 minutes fair value gap, a bearish fair value gap. But in my humble opinion, I don't think it should come up to this high if it wants to attack the low. It should have, I mean, in the 15 minutes, there is this wick up here. This wick should be enough to send the price lower. There is a volume imbalance as well, and there is balanced price range as well. Okay, and we have hit the order block that took out the high for this particular week, so I don't think it should trade up into this fair value gap if it wants to go lower. And I think once we trade up into that particular fair value gap on the 15 minutes, it's just going to disrespect it, and we are going to trade higher. So yesterday's AM sessions low, 10 AM low, is 19964. Right here, this low here, 19164. So once we touch that, maybe step inside a little bit, I'm anticipating ES to make a higher high with regards to Q3. Well, let's see if it happens. Overall, you can see that NQ was quite unwilling to trade lower. ES was the more bearish asset. Right, so this is for this entire morning session, this 6 hours candle. This is the current characteristic. So even if ES makes a higher high, I think I would prefer to trust NQ rather than ES, right? But in terms of objectives and targets, ES is the one that has a very clear target, which is Asia's high. For Nasdaq, we have already taken out Asia's high. So currently, we have S&T on the lows. Once NQ closes above this 2 down close candles, I think it would be good to go for longs. Even though it has not tapped or stepped into the 6 hours fair value gap. Yeah, it hasn't done so. It should. I would prefer it to do so, but maybe it wants to do it after taking out Asia's high. Maybe for today it's just like a seek and destroy day. That is possible as well. Okay. After all, it's Friday, and we're trading very deep into yesterday's candles range. So let me just measure it. Yeah, we're really close to 50% of yesterday's range for ES especially. Hi Professor, good morning. Just saw it. I just saw the chat. Wasn't looking at the chats. So overall, in the big picture, we have what we are looking for. Price right now is very deep in discount relative to the daily candles open and midnight's open. At the same time, it is also below Asia's consolidation. So everything is pointing towards higher prices later on. Right now, maybe we're just waiting for NQ to confirm the change in the state of delivery, and we'll take positions. I will take positions, not we. If I'm picking ES, I'll be utilizing this 2 down close candles as the proportion on the block to send the price higher. All I need is NQ to close above this candle's high. The only thing I don't like about the current condition is that there are a lot of wicks for NQ. Look at the wicks. It's insane. So yeah, I just don't like how wicky it is. A little bit too many wicks for me. Okay, what is the risk? Let's start to plan out. $6.35. Okay, that's more than 2R. Have to wait for NQ though. If NQ does not show that it wants to close above that candle, I am not going to buy the idea of longs. After all, NQ is teasing that 6 hours fair value gap, which I don't really like it. It seems like a trap to me. We're going to close out the 1 hour candle soon, and ES is going to have a 1 hour fair value gap, I think. High resistance liquidity runs for NQ. portion order block for ES is not confirmed, okay, because NQ has not shown the willingness to change the thing of delivery. So I wouldn't trust any PD arrays right now, even on ES. Which is why intermarket analysis is important. We are closing in on the macro very soon, about 7 more minutes. Probably going to attack the 6 hours 5 hour gap during the macro. That's what I am assuming. Everybody is short now. If you take a look at where 930 is, 930 is right here. The opening price is right here. So we pushed up the price and then we went lower. So everybody is short now and their stops are above here. And this would be the supply demand low. Look at it. I mean, if you're looking at it from the lens of supply demand, looks pretty neat, huh? I'm gonna run through them later. NU as well, right here. The zone. The lines are quite distracting. I don't like it, but it helps. Oh, it's 100%, no wonder. Can I do 50? Yeah, I think 50% is better. Or maybe 25. 35. Let's try 35. What? I can barely see them. But that's the point, right? Not sure if the stream can capture this. Faint lines. I'm gonna try this and then I'll take a look. How's this? I think I'm gonna go blind trying to okay, let's go for 50. Yeah, 50. Oops, what's this? Okay. Looks slightly better now. Yeah, I can see the lines. Well, I don't care if you can see it or not. You can draw them up yourself. Okay. Why did I select this? Why is it on that? This line here, I don't want it. Okay. Good. Yep, this is better. Let's go, NQ. Oh, it's before the macro. We are attacking the 6 hours fair value gap before the macro. We have not tagged it, okay? It is 19964. The low here is 196525. Okay, maybe we're gonna get it during the macro. 1 more minute. This line here will be shifted to the next, or not next, but the last down close candle. Oh, the 1 minute chart looks awful for ES. I mean for NQ. I can't imagine myself sitting in this type of price action. I'll go crazy. Alright, 3 more seconds and here we go. Here we go. Come on, don't waste any more time. At this point in time, if it trades up into that 15 minutes fair value gap and leave the 6 hours fair value gap, I'm going to look for shorts, okay? I don't trust that it's just going to leave it like that. On the hourly chart, you can see that it is very near an equal low as well. I mean, it's an equal low that is forming right now. Just do it already. I don't want to see it match the price. I want to see it go through. There you go. Just went through by 1 tick, I think. What's the low? 9-2. Okay lah. It is 2 points. Went through by 2 points. Okay, so right now the last order block is this one. Oh, it's basically 7:30. Okay, I'll just leave it at 7:30 for now. unless we get another segregation of up close and down close candles. Look at how ES is forming higher highs and Q is forming lower highs. I mean higher lows for ES, lower lows for NQ. This is good. I want to see it step inside, not just like a, you know, IOFED. Because it's a higher time frame fair value gap, so it should step in really deep. It is also a stop hunt. Like if you take a look on the 1 hour, it's a swing low right here, swing low. This down close candle, in my opinion, should support the price. Let's take a look at 30 minutes. Yeah, this down close candle here, because this one is a swing low. So if we are able to trade below this swing low, that is not looking good for higher prices. Okay, so I would prefer this fair value gap as the wall, as the brick wall that it should not go through. Okay, let's get back into the 3 minutes chart. If ES makes a lower low, we are done, which means there is no SMT for this session cycles, and in that case I'll have to look for SMT on the micro cycles. Seems like it does. I mean, seems like it is going to happen. I mean, happen in terms of like ES making a lower low, making things a little bit difficult here. Above this high is the 1 hour fair value gap for ES, right here, right at 7:30. For ES, we have this fair value gap that it is trading inside, and then we have this swing low. This swing low here should not be traded to. Okay, yeah, if we are going to continue higher, if we trade below this swing low, this equal lows would probably be next. All right, and I'm thinking it's probably going to be the high. It looks a little bit different on the continuous contract chart. So on a continuous contract chart, it has already traded into this fair value gap. For from next week onwards, I will be using the continuous contract chart, because that, I mean, I find it more accurate. And then we will have SMT on the highs. Look at that. And if we close back below, look at these lows down here, and then look at the amount of inefficiencies. But anyways, that's just a little bit too far-fetched. Okay, let's get back into the 3 minutes chart. Okay, so ES is taken out below. Right now I'm waiting for the body. As long as we get a body closing below, I'll be jumping in on the micro cycles. There you go. Okay, microcycles time. So for microcycles, what am I expecting? What am I doing with microcycles? 52, 38. Oops. Where is... Okay, so this is Q1's high, Q1's low. We are below. The possibility of trading up here is higher. This is the true opening for microcycles. I'll just mark it here. Maybe I'll use a horizontal ray. I'm gonna mark it in the pink color. This is 1052. Right here. Oh wait, it's right here. So we are way below. Like we're in super deep discount. Since we don't have SMT between Q2 and Q1, we're gonna wait for Q3. Nothing. I won't have anything in Q2. These 2 days, the price action seems very overstretched. Overstretched meaning, like, if you take a look at the 15 minutes, we are always so far from the opening price. Right here. Like, it opened and then they just leave it like this, and then we just stay below. Like, the power of 3 is like non-existent recently, right? Similar to yesterday. Look at yesterday's low of the day. It's just this, and then we got this expansion and it continues to expand higher. So these 2 days, basically, price action has been very overstretched, in my opinion. Like, in this type of situation, it's very hard to look for daily what do you call it, daily trades, daily ranges trades. And personally, I like to trade, I would like to capture the daily range, because that will mean that I will be able to enter off 15 minutes time frames rather than lower time frames. So yeah, these 2 days I wasn't able to do so. I need to wait very long for the micro sessions setups, because you need to wait for SMT, right? Like in the case of yesterday, the setup only appeared during the PM session, which I have already went to bed. So yeah. Anyways, this is the 15 minutes chart. I'm looking at the 6 hours feather gap. But won't be missing anything on the lower time frames, because I'm waiting for the next quarter to start before I look for any form of SMTs. Maybe during the large macro it wants to, reverse higher. That's one of the characteristics, right? Let's see if it happens. We should start to move when NQ reaches this level. In terms of like retrace. If it doesn't do so, then it is signaling weakness in the current order flow here. And coming down to this lows here, I think that is a very exciting play. Oh yeah, anyways, if you take a look at these lows, we did not even take out Monday's low for both ES and NQ, which is quite frustrating because I was waiting for that to happen, right? Then you would have the swing trade model. When you take out Monday's low and then reverse higher, wow, that would be the best. You'll be able to capture the weekly range. Okay, but anyways, here we are. We are probably okay. It feels like, right? It feels like price is going to trade back into yesterday's RTH gap. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at the range for the RTH gap. Close, open. Oh, that is below 6 hours time frame. The 6 hours fair value gap. What about NQ? Oh, it's the same. So it's just going to overlap everything. Oh. That would be so sad for traders and investors who bought the interest rate. Is that what do you call it? What's the term? Is it a hike? No, it's rate cuts, right? Who bought the interest rate cuts? Okay, anyways, back to electronic trading. Anything on 4 hours? Yeah, I think this is the last draw. If we close below, this right here is a Judas swing. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. I'm dreaming. I am daydreaming. But anyways, okay. Alright, let's switch it back into the 1 minute chart. So for the 1 minute chart right here, NQ is looking a lot better than this, but at the same time, when you look at the price delivery, it doesn't present a lot of fair value gaps. There are always wicks covering up the gaps. So in this case right here, this could be that price is in a sell program, like ICT says. But to me, this is also high resistance liquidity run. Like price just keeps grinding towards a direction, either lower or higher, and then it doesn't provide any gaps or any huge displacements. So this is quite frustrating to be. Like, let's just say if you're trying to take a position within this profile, man, it's gonna cause a lot of stress. This low here is just short of the 50% of the 6 hours fair value gap. So if we can leave it there until the next the next quarter, that would be perfect. So you get the stop hunt on NQ, but no stop hunts for ES. Then we can look for higher prices. Targets would be obviously number 1, this right here. Number 2 would be this one. The 1 hour fair value gap is this price. For NQ, you look at this equal highs up here. Those are potential targets as well. Man, it's thunderstorm outside. But no rolling thunders. It's just very strong winds and rain. Oh, there you go. Yesterday was a little bit worse. Yesterday you can hear the wind howling like constantly. Today it's a little bit calm, but it's still the wind is still quite strong. Oh, that's just too bad. NQ has just tagged the consequent encroachment of that 6 hours fair value gap. Wow, look at it go. Right now I can't tell which is heavier, like between ES and NQ, because they're both moving very much in sync. None of it is showing any sign of strength or any sign of weakness towards the downside, which means it's probably going to continue running. That'll be just too bad, right? And if that's the case, I'll have to wait for at least this fair value gap to be traded to. Let's just say there's no SMT below. I have to wait for this quarter's high to be traded to, like maybe here or here, in order for me to go and start looking for shorts, because I will be anticipating SMT above this levels here. But then that is going to be too demanding for me. I mean, too high of demand from me, because if it is going to be like this, like a trending market, there is no way it's going to return back into such a high premium for me to enter shorts. And all the shorts would have already, I like the sound of the thunders, but all the shorts would have already been accumulated up here. And yeah, right now it's just a wait and see. And as I've mentioned yesterday, if we close or open the next quarter near the highs, the probability of having SMT is very low. Oh, we're going to close up the 6 hours fair value gap very soon. Both of them are attacking the 75%, and ES is looking for the low. Whoa, okay. Are you telling me that we are going to reverse lower from next week onwards? It's looking like it is going to do so, you know. Like, you have the perfect storm. SMT, liquidities, SMT all-time highs, and then NQ fails the all-time high. Man, this right here, we're trading into Wednesday's high, which means it's either going to be an immediate rebalance, but we're not seeing that on the low time frames, obviously. And right here for NQ as well. So it's just going to hit the rejection block here and then rejects low. Oh, this proportion order block is doing overtime. Right, so how is this proportion order block, right? You see this last up close candle, and you see this candle closing below the low, and you have an up close candle trading into the last up close candle, and then we closed below this candle. So now this is the proportion order block. If you draw the fibs, look at that. It's not closing above 75%, even though it's closing above 50%. But this is on the daily, and we have this volume balance right here. So yeah, working overtime. But anyways, let's go back down. Look at it go. Okay, we have completely overlapped the 6 hours fair value gap. Right here, as you can see. This lows here to me is potential targets. Thinking about getting to this lows, I'm excited. Because it's going to be a low resistance liquidity runs. It's going to match the speed that it traded higher. That's how Judas swing works. Okay. Alright, so what do we have here? The 15 minutes is interesting. If you take a look at the 15 minutes, look at the body closing, body of the candles, and this one. Right now I am waiting to see what happens when ES trades up into this bearish fair value gap. Is it going to reject and go lower, or is it just going to disrespect this fair value gap entirely? If we are able to trade it back up based on the 1 minute right here, I think we should be able to do so without any difficulty. Yeah, this right here is like a V-shape reversal. Oh wait, I'm not on a 1 minute. Right, on a 1 minute you can see that it looks like a V-shape reversal. So let's see. And we are way below, like we are in super deep discounts. Right, the problem here is that we don't have SMT. That's the only issue here. This is London sessions low from yesterday. If you take a look at the 15 minutes, look at this right here. I think okay, I don't want to say that we're going to reverse higher into this level here, but if we just respect the order flow, yeah, I can see London's low tagged. So this is, where is it? Right here, this low here for ES, and this low here for NQ. Oh wait. Yeah, correct. Previous day London low. Let's mark out the 50 minutes fair value gap for observation purposes. can do something like this, and then we consolidate around here. SMT, this is totally possible. And maybe NQ form a lower high. Oops, messed up the something like this, and then NQ lower high, lower high. But that could be possible, but I have to wait for the next quarter again. I think both asset is fine to short because they are both bearish. It's just that ES would be easier to reach for. It's very near as compared to NQ. But we are approaching lunch hour. I wonder how this is going to play out. Curious to see. Oh, actually NQ isn't that far. I thought we were way below, but anyways, okay. Alright, so right now, this high is also a fair value gap. This high right here. If you take a look at the 50 minutes, right here we have a small tiny fair value gap, and over here, NQ, we have another fair value gap as well. So that fair value gap is relevant as well. Right, so over here you can see the continuous contract chart, NQ, BS, Dow Jones. Over here we have even traded into the daily fair value gap. That fair value gap right here was the last inefficiency. Alright, trading below Monday's low or FOMC's low wouldn't be a problem, because that would be just the price filling up the liquidity void down here. For ES, it's a rather large gap. Dow Jones as well. Okay. Right, so NQ right now has cleared the most recent fair value gap, but we are not in the previous quarter yet. I mean, we're not in the next quarter yet, so have to be a little bit patient. Seems like a reversal, in my opinion. Like a reversal higher. Look at this. But still a little bit too early to say. This consecutive upwards candles, if we're going to reverse, it's going to match the speed. I mean, reverse slower, it's going to match the speed of this jitter swing. Consolidation, manipulation one side, and manipulation the second side, trading into the bearish higher time frame PDRA, and then market structure shifts lower. That is totally possible, right? Judging from how the higher time frame right now, it's pretty bearish, but we'll need evidence. We need evidence to prove that it is in fact going to happen. Alright, we're in the final quarter of the final quarter. The very final. If we are going to reverse higher during the lunch hour, it should drop right now and challenge the lows, and then form SMT on the lows for us to go higher into at least the 1 hour fair value gap. Yeah, that is if we are going to challenge reversal after 12. Take note of the bodies, because it might not wick through the most recent high. Okay, the bodies are closing higher for both, so let's see if it wicks through the high. If it does, then no trades. It is looking like NQ that is going to wick through the high. Okay, they're both attacking the high. Alright, so no trades for this quarter then, unless it drops sharply into the previous quarter's low, which I don't think is going to happen right now. We are trading into the premium of the fair value gap. ES is even closing above the fair value gap right now. Lunch hour reversals. Let's take a look at this high next. Market maker buy model. Original consolidation, reaccumulation, reversal, accumulation, distribution. I think when it returns back into this, that would be the second distribution, or maybe this is the second distribution. Well, let's see. If I want to, I can buy this fair value gap and send it higher. What's the risk? It would be a swing low 6 points. What if I buy it here? Three points. I'll give it a try. Like this. Looking for this. One. What's this? This is a weird number. Sell stop. Okay, so the logic is very simple. I am buying the last fair value gap. I mean, not fair value gap, the last order block that sends the price lower. Right here, as you can see, it traded up into the order block and then sent it lower. Right now, since we have closed above the order block, it is going to act as inversion order block. And I don't care about all this fair value gaps because it's overextending right now. If it's going to drop, it's going to drop very sharply. So at the same time, this order block is within the 15 minutes fair value gap, which we are about to close above on the 15 minutes chart. So let's just say it takes a turn, a sharp turn, it trips me in. That's it. I mean, if it doesn't trip me in, it's totally fine because it's not within the framework that I would like to trade. Right, so I'm minimizing my losses. Not loss, I would say minimizing the risk. For NQ, I think it's a little bit clearer for NQ. Well, let's see. We are entering the macro soon. So if I were to be tripped in, I would like to see immediate response. Even though I wouldn't like this fair value gap to close up, but yeah, I just don't like to take large risk in profiles like this because it can easily turn on me. If it closes above this, down close candle, I am probably going to miss the entry. Let's take a look at 3 minutes. Minutes. Right, so from here, NQ, it seems to be the more bullish one because it's willing to make a high as compared to ES. I'm just double checking to see if everything's right. Oh no. Oh no. Trying to perfect the order. Okay, right now I need to see the price run. These two down close candles, in my opinion, should not be violated because it's a proportion order block. The only thing that I don't have in support with me right now is SMT. Oops. Okay, my target is just this level here, the 1 hour high sell limit. One tick above. I would like to see this right here as a fake market structure shift. So in scenarios like this, when price trades higher, it is going to be very explosive. Look at it go. Once we trade above this high, I like to see speed, so I would see this as the second distribution. And as ICT says, usually the second distribution is low resistance liquidity run. Small little fair value gap here and here with the down close candle for NQ. I don't really want to see it run below this low for NQ because we have closed above this down close candle. It's taking a while. I can't really shift my stops to this low because it is going to be a 15 minutes fair value gap low. So if it is not able to expand higher, and it might offer high resistance liquidity runs, and in that case we might trade below this low one more time, which is not what I want to see, but that can happen. Right now what it's doing is that it's printing the discount week for the 12 a.m. 12 noon's candle, hourly candle. Preferably, I would like to see the move completed before 12:10. Let's just say before 12:11, right? Because 12:10, that 10, it's still within the macro. So once we take out these highs, I'll shift my stops here. Because if it comes back down again, then I don't want to be in the trade anymore. ES is taking its own sweet time. Now you see these gaps, right? I don't want them to be closed up entirely, which means I don't even want to see a wick to completely overlap this feather gap. I would like to see part of it stay open, and that would indicate that price is wanting to go higher. If it overlaps the entire fair value gaps or inefficiencies, it means that price is quite reluctant to go higher. Okay. For ES, this is exactly not what I want to see. For NQ, for this candle we have closed within the fair value gap. The rank next candle has to display higher, which means close above higher. It's showing. No, I'll wait for this candle's close. Okay, for NQ, I don't want to see any more candles closing back within the fair value gap. This is a green flag. It's good that this candle is closing above the other the volume imbalance that forms this entire fair value gap right here. And we don't really have any bodies closing below the 50% as well. So that's still a good indication. But because it has closed above, I would like to see the next few candles start to expand higher. We only have 3 more minutes left. Once we close above 730, there will be big green candles, teleportation candles. Alright, for ES I can show my stops right now. We are attacking this high. Ooh, the wind. Okay, as of right now, I want to see expansion. I don't want to see any more retracements. I'll shift my stops to break even now. If it doesn't run from here, then I'm most probably going to be wrong, and it's going to probably come to my stops anyways. So yeah, let's go. Oof. ES is being very problematic right now. If NQ closes below this swing low, I'll cut out my positions. This swing low right here. Okay, this 10:52 is no longer relevant because we're in the PM session now. So the whole idea is that we have taken out the highs, and if we close below this swing low here, this could be a potential bearish order block, which I do not want to endure any retracements. On 5 minutes, there is an order block for ES. I understand. We're trading back into the 50% of the wick here and the wick here. That is the implied fair value gap, so it must show strength. Didn't get the big up close candles that I was looking for. Even though there's fair value gaps, it's still a very slow grind higher. I hate this type of price actions. I'm watching NQ very closely right now. This is the second time it has tagged the what do you call it? The implied fair value gap. Second time. Right, so the implied fair value gap is this candles wicks low. I mean the 50%. Second time taking out the previous candle's low. So at this point in time, I need to see speed because this would be a stop hunt on the lower time frames. Small little micro SMT down here between ES and NQ. This probably immediate rebalance, not too sure. I don't really want to overanalyze. Come on now, what are you doing? Time to run for liquidity. Looks like I might have to cut my position. What is NQ doing? Lots of wicks. This order block here should not be violated. The same rule still applies. I'm getting ready. Any closing prices below the consequent encroachment of this fair value gap, I'll cut all the positions. I don't want to wait anymore. This one, this consequent encroachment right here, this fair value gap. Come on, man. It's about time. It's about time. You better start the run now. I'll watch the candles close. Preferably I will let's see it close above this down close candle for ES as well. I mean for NQ as well, preferably. Okay, we didn't get that. The next candle I would like to see expansion for NQ because this is an inside candle on the 1 minute. Is this what they call the time distortion? What time are you waiting for? It's 12:20. Don't tell me you're gonna wait for 12:50 to move. Final chance. This candle here. We have 2 inside candles already for NQ. It better expands higher. If it closes as an inside candle, I'm out because it means it's going to continue to consolidate, which I don't want to be part of. Oh, just like magic. Alright, it better start running now. Okay, time to shift my stops. I don't care anymore. This expansion better hit my targets, so I'm out if it trades back anyways. I don't care. NQ as well. I'm done. I'm done waiting. Quite an annoying price action down here. Thank you very much, ES. Thank you for your hard work. I'm just waiting for NASDAQ. Nasdaq should take out this high right here. Alright, I think it did. Yep, it did. Okay, that's it for the stream today. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you find this insightful, or if you find this enjoyable to watch, do leave a like, and I will talk to you again. That's it. Oops.